Oh, you're good. I just appreciate you resetting this up with us. Okay. Sophie Powers, take 2 on Spout. No mess ups this time. Gosh, is the audio going to sound great. So we did a chat a couple weeks ago, and unfortunately, the SD card with the audio, which sounds like the oldest excuse in the book. Oh, the SD card crashed. It truly just went out on us, and it was horrible. But Sophie Powers, thank you for not only doing this again, but letting me, show up here to do this chat. So how's it going?
It's going good. How are you?
I'm great. I, for 10 years, lived right here pretty much. So it is so cool to be back.
That is crazy, but not you doxing me.
No, I'm not going to dox or say where we are, but this area, it was good to be back because I love this part of LA. But dude, we talked a few weeks ago. Since then, you've got new hair. You look awesome.
I do have new hair. Thank you. It's not done right now, so let's not acknowledge it. Normally I try and I got a wolf cut, so try and flip up the ends of it.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, like that, but the hair wasn't herring today.
No. Okay. Well, I still think it looks great, and I love just the gray.
Went with the clips. Thank you.
It looks cool. Your whole outfit, by the way, the black pants with the boots, and I know you've got a new era.
It is the new era, actually. So I'm glad that we're redoing this interview as I'm looking at my Nendroid figure of Levi from Attack on Titan. So clearly not much has changed, but in terms of style and music, stuff has changed.
When you started with music, it was also bright, and the Sophie Powers, just the brightness that I always see, and it seems like the colors, they're kind of toning down a little bit.
Yeah, I keep getting a lot of people saying they miss the colors, and I think they've just gone inside rather than on my exterior and up here. They're still very much there. There's still a lot of life that I'm putting into my art and everything I'm making, but I just wanted to switch it up. I'd been doing that since I was 16. I'm about to turn 21. That's only 4 years, or 5 years, 21, but it's a very big difference, at this age. So I'm sure a lot of people can relate. They're not the same person that they were when they were 16, even when they're 17.
With music, it's in any visual stuff. As an artist, creativity and always changing is such an important part of it. And that's where I can see okay, so I can see where someone doesn't want to be the neon colored, blah, 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 or whatever their whole career, when they might have other ideas that they want to venture out into. So what kind of inspired the new era and made you realize, let's try something a little different?
I think I just really wanted to tell a story and tie in film a lot more to my process with music. I think The Weeknd does that very well, with his trilogy series. And it's kind of like a movie is his album. And I haven't done that. I've always treated each song like its own movie. But what if I did one big movie for every single one of those songs and put them all together, and at the end of the day just had a really great piece of visual and musical art. Sorry, I don't know which camera to look at right now. There's 3 looking at me.
Just me mostly.
Okay.
It's just us talking, but that's your close-up, that's my close-up, and then that's the wide shot.
Should have asked you that before, my bad. I'm not PR trained.
I got my head in the clouds, all alone in the crowd. When it's loud, yeah, I don't hear a sound. Push me, I'm about to reset.
Is Move With Me, was that the first song of the new era, and was the music video of it the first attempt of doing a cinematic proper video for this?
Yeah, and actually I'm independent now, so that was my first video independent in so long. And
your sickest one as well, by the way, too.
Oh, thank you.
So that's cool.
I'm really proud of it. Yeah.
So you had told me when we last chatted a bit about who directed it again? Who did you work with on it?
Shout out to Jordy.com and the amazing team, Crispy, Aiden, everyone on that team who helped bring that together. I mean, I might come with creative direction and in some ways and bring the certain styling aspects to the board and with my designs or whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, it's the people who are making those things that I don't have time to make, because that's when I'm in the studio, that's when I'm shooting, that's when I'm doing these fun little talks like this.
And 2 times in a row when we screw it up the first time.
No, but like I love giving credit where credit is due. So.
And the video was great and creepy, and I love creepy, weird stuff. So I was like, hell yeah. Did you have any inspiration from it going in? Like, did you kind of know the direction you wanted it?
I mean, yeah, I sent Jordy, the director, like this, like a mood board along with like sort of a storyboard of like the different scenes and like shots that I wanted. And basically his job was to not only elevate that, but keep it in budget, which we ended up going over budget, but it looks good.
Keep it in budget.
It looks good. Like, you know what? My wallet will deal with that.
My wallet ain't looking too good though.
Yeah. But the video looks great.
But the video?
Video great. Yeah. What was the question? I feel like I'm babbling.
No, just the video, the direction of it, if you kind of knew where you wanted it to go.
Yes, I did know where I wanted to go. I've directed a lot of music videos in the past. That was, I was like pretty hands-on across the board in a lot of aspects for that video. And I just last week directed, styled, location scouted, and like co-produce 4 videos and an album cover shoot.
For you?
Yeah, for me. So one of them was a visualizer video and the cover art. Another day was like in short form. Another day was just short form, like whole day shooting. Keep in mind, it's like you get home at midnight, stay up till 4 a.m. doing shot lists for the next day, send it out. You know how it is.
Yeah, and I love hearing you talk about it, and I know Tommy does as well, because we both, anything that any of us do, we are all levels of it. Like somehow intertwined with it, and it's so exhausting. It's such long days, and it is so satisfying. Like it just helps me creatively.
I can't wait to hit the satisfying part. It's like that dopamine buildup isn't, because I haven't gotten final cuts, and obviously there's editing revisions, and once you finally get to just hit post, that's when feels nice. But I'm a bit of a perfectionist, so I want it to, be good enough to post.
So being a perfectionist, how do you know when it's good enough to post? Like at what point, does it just get to a point where you're like, all right, I'm happy with this, let's share it? Because I feel like even with stuff I do, I could work on it forever if I didn't put it out, whether it's a drawing, that hat that I gave you, even just the patch on that, I was like, okay, I just need to order this thing and make it. But how do you know when something's done?
You see, I used to be that way where I would just tweak and tinker until it was past due, essentially. But what I learned is that messy art is still art, and it's not saying that you should make something sloppy, of course, for people to receive, but you also have to understand that there's beauty in those imperfections, and that's what actually makes the video better at the end of the day. And that's hard to accept. Trust me, I know. But I had to learn that.
Oh, and it's good because I think people always strive for this perfection, which there is no such thing as perfection. It's our own imperfections that make us perfect.
No. So. I struggle with it all the time. When I say I'm a perfectionist until it's like perfect to me. And by other people's standards, I'm just like, I should do a better job listening to y'all. But
I just, a few days ago, was it this week? Yeah. Like 2 days ago, I interviewed Gabe Saporta. And
oh my gosh, I love Gabe.
We brought you up because
really?
And he loves you as well. So one thing we were talking about was the American Idol audition.
This song, I mean, it's a tearjerker for sure. Karens, shut the up. Vegans, shut the up. Babies, shut the up. Everyone needs to shut the up.
And he was so happy that you went in with Shut the Up because he genuinely loves that song. He's genuinely like, no, she thinks it's like a joke song or whatever. Some people might, but I love that song. That's like an actual good song. So we talked about the American Idol thing last time, but I have to bring it back up now because I've had time to sit on it and think about it. You auditioned for American Idol. You did your song, STFU, in front of all of the judges. At the time when you did that, you were on a label?
Yes.
Okay. So, and then since that time, you are independent now.
Yes.
But can you kind of talk me again through that experience of how you got onto American Idol? Because I love that video and will for the rest of my time, you being in front of some of the biggest names in music performing that song.
When you put it like that, you see, I was signed to a label when they casted me for the show, right? So I couldn't win. I couldn't go to even the top 25.
So you can go on if you're signed, but are there limitations? Like,
yes.
Is that, I didn't even know that.
You can't have a label because the goal of the show is to sign with Hollywood Records, which is the label that they have, I think through ABC and Disney, which now owns ABC.
Yeah, that's who Almost Monday is on, by the way. Yeah.
I believe that is the label that they have the winner, the artist signed to, who wins the competition. Even in the top 25, you can't have management and you can't have a label because the show is managing you at that point. And you are a prospect to be signed. So why would you have a record deal, right? And first of all, there are so many talented singers who did that show who deserve that top 25 way more than I did. I knew that I wasn't going to get there, and that was kind of the whole point was, okay, well, if I can't win the show and I can't get into the top 25 for these other restrictions, instead of performing a serious song, what if I did a song that kind of was already having some virality that I wrote as a joke on the internet? Because, as artists, we take ourselves so seriously. I posted this one joke song, and of course, that's like
the biggest thing.
It wasn't the biggest thing, actually. I've had like my own songs go more viral, but it had some virality. So I figured that's a PR stunt, if you will, but also something that I can then bring people back to my own music and show a bit of my personality with.
And that's actually like exactly one thing that Gabe said to us, because we were talking about how he did like the Snakes on a Plane song was like the first song he ever did on Cobra Starship. But before then he had put out kind of like a joke version of Gwen Stefani's Hollaback Girl, but he called it Hollaback Boy.
What? And I didn't know that.
Yeah. And
that's
from
some
there,
Gabe lore.
We were talking about how, or he said it, he was like, artists, like it's okay to put out like a, what was it? How did he... a novelty song or just something kind of silly that maybe doesn't fully represent you, but it gets some traction and it gets you an audience. It gets people looking to then check out your other stuff, which is exactly what I feel like you were able to do with American Idol. And what was the response for that like for you once it aired? Was it like a big like, oh damn, this thing?
I thought I was gonna get like absolutely roasted, if that's a term people still use on the internet. I thought I was gonna get demolished, but people really liked it. I was like, really? Okay, cool. And everyone was actually overwhelmingly nice. I was just authentically myself, and people liked it, which is definitely something for people to remember. Anyone watching this, sometimes just being yourself moves the needle even more than like the show and the theatrics and my outfit designs or whatever it may be that you got going on.
And if you were to go on American Idol now, or if back then you went on it without a label, say, would you have even been interested in that? And how would your approach been different?
I probably wouldn't have auditioned just because of the fact that I'm Canadian and I didn't know you could audition for it if you weren't American.
I'm surprised that is legal. I didn't know they were allowed to do that.
So that's what I said on the show. Like I was like, I'm Canadian. Like I shouldn't be here. It's called American Idol. I literally said that to Carrie if you watch the show. And the surprising thing is it's not just Canada. It's not just North America. Like it's anyone all over the world can audition for that show. They welcome everything, which I think is so amazing and awesome. But I didn't know that. So I would have personally avoided the show out of just that
of thinking American Idol.
Yeah, out of that assumption.
I can't recall off the top of my head. I can't think of any like top memorable American Idol contestants that weren't American. So maybe that's why I also can't think of that either. But that's interesting to know.
Yeah,
that's interesting to know.
But Ryan Seacrest isn't American.
Where's he from?
Norway.
Damn. I'm
just kidding.
Is he not? That was so good. You're just gonna lie to me this whole interview, and I'm not gonna know what's true or not. Damn.
Sorry, I just wanted to see your reaction.
I was impressed.
I actually told people that I was Norwegian. I'm not.
Yeah, you're Canadian. Hey everybody, Nick Major here with the Spout Podcast, and today's episode is brought to you by our friends over at Booking.com. If you ever thought about listing your vacation rental, or maybe you already have one and you just want to get more eyes on it, then listen up. Booking.com is one of the most downloaded travel apps in the world. That means more people searching, more bookings happening, and more guests finding their perfect stay. So why not make that perfect stay happen at your property? Over the past 25 years, Booking.com has helped more than 1.8 billion vacation rental guests find places to stay. That is a lot of people finding homes away from home. Why not let them find yours? And hosting through Booking.com isn't just about exposure, it's about control. You can chat with guests directly, accept or decline bookings, and manage your calendar and finances however you see fit. It's hosting on your terms. I've used Booking.com myself on trips, and it's always so easy to use. And that's as a customer. I cannot stress enough how important a good, easy, reliable service is for customers, but it's even better for the hosts and for the people listing their properties. And the best part about all of it, setting it up is a breeze. You can register your property in under 15 minutes, and nearly half of Booking.com partners get their first booking within a week. Are you already listed somewhere else? That's no problem, because you can easily import your property info and hit the ground running. So whether you're trying to fill a few open weekends, bring in some extra income, or build a real business, head to Booking.com and see how you can get started today. The reach is global, the bookings are consistent, and the control is totally yours. For the bookings you have dreamed of, list your property on Booking.com. Now let's get back to the Spout Podcast.
So this is the thing though. My dad, like, one day he wakes up and I swear that man, like, he's Eastern European, but like tracing his family heritage, I think it changes every day for him. I've just stuck to the border of Lithuania because that's what my uncle says, and I trust him more at this point.
I trust him. The story stays.
My dad told me he was like from Norway at one point, and that he was like Slovakian at one point. And so I started telling people that I was like, oh, like, you know, when it's like, what kind of white are you? It's like, oh yeah, I'm Norwegian. My mom's like British Canadian. My dad's Norwegian Canadian or whatever. People are like, oh, I see that. Yeah, I really see that. Like, I can totally.
Joke's on them, because apparently you don't even know.
No, I'm not Norwegian. That's a crazy story. I ended up telling that to some of my teachers when I was really young, and parent-teacher interview. Oh, that's a whole other story.
Okay, go on. I want to hear this because I love bad parent-teacher meetings. I remember those as a child myself when I was failing every class.
You were failing every class? You're intelligent.
I just didn't care about school. Like, the one time I actually started to do good in school was in college when I went to film school. That's where I was like, this is fun.
Oh, I would love film school.
It was so fun. It was right up here that I went.
Oh, really?
Yeah, at CSUN, Cal State Northridge.
Okay, got you. Yeah, no, I was talking about being Norwegian to this school therapist who I was definitely in his office more than any other kid, by the way, which a lot of bags to unpack there, my friend.
Okay.
Don't know if we're going traveling
That'll be
today.
the next interview.
Next interview, yeah. No, I was always in his office, and we ended up talking about, you know, family history and, you know, how psychologically and genetics play a big part in, you know, mental illness. And because I have like clinically diagnosed GAD and like just generalized depression, as well as BPD, and ADD. There's a lot of things, but I will say I learned a lot about that from this therapist, which was awesome. The school had him. His name was Mr. Sherrard. Shout out Mr. Sherrard. But I told him that my dad was Norwegian, and in parent-teacher interviews when he was meeting with my parents, he was like, Brian, like, Sophie told me about your Norwegian ancestry. I think that's beautiful. You know, there's on my mom's side, she's Norwegian, and they're very, very kind people. And my dad was like, I'm not Norwegian.
Oh my God.
And he's like, oh, and my dad's like, no, like, yeah, I'm on the border of Lithuania. And Mr. Shaw was like, really? Well, Sophie told me. And then it was this whole thing when I got home because the Olympics were on and we were watching. I was like, oh, go Team Norway. Like, Dad, that's your team, right? And he's like, got so mad. He was like, we had a discussion. I am not Norwegian. We've been over this. I was like, but shout out Norway. Man.
I don't even know what to believe anymore, but go Norway.
Yeah, go Norway. They won the bronze medal. So in my mind, in that very moment in time, I was Norwegian. Proud of my country.
And you loved them. Well, you loved those days when you were
when you
identified
days.
as Norwegian.
When I identified as Norwegian and had a crush. You know why I actually think I had a crush on the Norwegian snowboarder
in the Olympics.
On the Olympic team. And honestly, I think
you wanted to be his Norwegian queen.
I wanted to be his Norwegian princess. Like, I was 10, so I was a child. The internet can't roast me for that.
Yeah, come on. Is he up in Canada still?
Yeah.
And your siblings are up there?
So my dad's still in Canada with my brother. And, you know, like I told you even before we started recording, I moved here alone at 16. In our last interview, I think I mentioned this. But I moved here alone at 16, and my mom and two of my other siblings, because I have triplet younger siblings.
Which I'm a triplet, remember? I told you that last time.
Yeah, you are a triplet.
I know it. I get it. I get that life. It's awesome.
I feel like I tell this story so much, but just for any like new viewers or new fans, yeah, I moved here alone at 16 or into like a house of musicians, but lived alone. Mom came out here at 18, brought my two other siblings, and now I live with her here, but like I pay her like mom rent to like sublet.
Do your other siblings live out here?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun. That's great that you guys are kind of all out here now, honestly.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I also just kind of love the fact I did a 180 from what all my college friends did. I left the nest at 16 and then came back fully at then left and like came back fully at like just before I like was turning 19. And a lot of them obviously do that at like 18 and then return home at like 21 or 22 when they're done college and finding a job or what it may be. So,
but by that point, you'd already, while everyone else was still in school and stuff, you were like seriously diving into your music career. So by the time you were 19, 20, you have so much like experience and knowledge of being an artist, which is crazy. So that's good.
Yeah, it's good. But I also have been working since I was 10. In the entertainment industry.
I know you did Matilda on Broadway.
Yeah, so I did a lot of like I did the whole Broadway audition thing with like the agents, and I did TV acting.
Is there any like old commercials that could be dug up that you're in that you know of? Oh, do you know the product and how we could find them and where you are in them? Because that would be so fun.
I will say there is this one commercial. It was a Kijiji car commercial.
Is Kijiji a Canadian brand of car?
Yeah, so Kijiji is not a Canadian brand of car. Kijiji is like the Canadian eBay. But it was for like reselling cars on that platform, and it was a non-speaking role, but I was like the daughter in the back of the seat, and I literally just had to be annoyed and pissed off, and like just like laughing and then go like this, and like deadpan, and I could watch that video. It's nothing has changed.
I was gonna say, you describing that, I was like, that's what it feels like.
Yeah,
being with Sophie.
Oh, so like my RBF was that bad they hired me. Sick.
Do you ever want to dabble back more in acting? You're in LA. I mean, this is the freaking acting place.
So I actually started in a music video last year for Palais Royale, which was so fun. And
love those boys. Happy birthday, Reinvention. It was his birthday yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday. They're awesome, but I miss acting so much. I'm actually have a call with an agent. I have a hard out at like 1:45 today for it.
Good. I love it. That's great. So please leave here the second you need, because even like I just went and saw Harry Potter and the Cursed Child with my sister down in Hollywood at the Pantages Theater, and there's such good productions out there. I could see you up on a stage at any numerous places out here. So I'd love to know you're at least talking with someone today to maybe get a little something moving.
Feel free to hit me up, other acting producers, whatever.
Yeah, anybody.
Whoever it may be. No, I miss acting. I actually did acting like professionally before I started doing music professionally, and it really shaped me as a person. I would not be able to perform on a stage if I didn't have to go and do those, or it prepared me for rejection on the internet. I auditioned for Disney 6 times and got callback after callback after callback. They didn't fly me out to LA. It was in Canada, and I didn't get any role. I've had so much on hold, and it's just like rejection after rejection. And I mean this to say, I respect all actors and anyone in theater or acting in any form. Even the arts, really. There's a lot of rejection.
Yeah, and you have to be able to take it, but then as you take it, no matter how sad you are, just keep pushing through and going on to the next thing and not letting it bring you down, because people really will. They'll be like, fuck, really? Like, damn it, that's it. And
that's what it taught me.
Myself, I've gotten a lot of rejection, and it sucks. That stuff hurts, but I think it makes you stronger, and that's the way the world is.
I mean, after my label dropped me, I wanted to stop making music.
So, and that was last year, Atlantic. I mean, everything went crazy over there. Like, I just started to see like, there was a big reworking of stuff.
There was a reworking. They got a new CEO, and they got rid of all the JVs. I was signed through a JV. I think they might have kept a few of the artists on the JVs, but I believe, or to my knowledge, that everyone else
I
got
even
cut.
know people at Atlantic that got cut.
They fired
like top dog people
almost
there.
all their staff.
And
yeah,
it blew my mind, and so many people that worked there, including artists. So what was that like for you?
I mean, for me, it was like, you spend all your time and effort trying to prove yourself and to this company, and for something like that to happen, it's not something I can control. It's not something even like the CEO or people on my team can control. So it's nobody's fault. But there's just nothing you can do, and you feel powerless. And all those amazing people I worked with at Atlantic, like, I had a good experience over there. Like Gabe, that dude's like still the homie. And in instances like that, I'm just really thankful that my mom let me pursue acting at such a young age, because like, dude, I would not be able to handle it if I didn't do that at a young age.
Your whole like kid years through teenage years was so like 10 years old, you said, so tuned in to just the arts and doing stuff to where the ages of 10 to 20, it's like you had a whole career because you were doing acting stuff that then led to music. And although it is good that you had that label and team behind you for the years you did, because it did get you a start, introduce you to people, got a fan base going. But with this age of social media, I feel like anyone really can like kind of control to an extent like their audience and stuff. It's so I hope that it proves to be good that you're solo now, being able to do this all yourself.
I mean, I think from memory, it took me almost 3 years of posting like 2 to 3 times a day on social media just to even get Atlantic or any other label interested in me.
Was it on TikTok first? Is that what you were posting on?
Yeah, it was on TikTok. I mean, this was all because of my old manager telling me to post. Like, he instilled that in me, and honestly, I will be eternally grateful to him for that, even if I wanted to not do it at the time, because it really helped me find my true community and like help me build what I want, which I'm still building. Like, it still feels like I'm just starting, even though it's been all that time.
And it might always feel like that.
It might always feel like that.
When you're creative, I feel like your mind is just always racing.
It's just because it's like a new project. I have a new management team. I have a new like song release label situation, just distributing through STEM, who's awesome. And I'm thankful that I haven't had like any sort of, actually no, I can't say that, but I'm thankful that I haven't had anything that has stopped me from being able to make art at this point.
And you like so many, we've talked about acting, we've talked about music, you look at you're a fashionable gal, and I know you make all of your own wardrobes that we see you on stage, you always draw them up, and I love the videos where you can see the before and after. And where was it that you were just overseas doing some merch stuff?
Oh yeah, I'm like, where was I? It's been a blur. I was in Japan for 2 weeks and then South Korea for 2 weeks. Japan, I had the privilege to design a clothing collection with Gloomy Bear and AC/DC Rag. If you know either of them,
I know Gloomy Bear.
They're both Japanese brands,
Yeah.
or like Japanese origin, global brands now. Like, I think they actually ship to like 51 countries.
It sounds like a lot. I don't even know how many countries there are in the world, and I probably should.
At least that. Don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that, though. But I know that they're both global companies that originated in Japan, and their roots are there. So I launched a collection there. They had the AC/DC Rag store in Harajuku, in Japan. And seeing my designs on that clothing rack, wow, it was just like crazy.
And could people go in there and buy it? Could people, or like, was this just mocking stuff up for you to see for like future designs, or?
No, people could go in there and buy it. So we launched the collection fully. It's available everywhere online, on the Gloomy Bear store or AC/DC store. And yeah, it's like that 3-way collection. I worked with this in-house designer as well who killed it. I'm going to butcher the pronunciation of her name, but like, it's all on the internet. And gosh, I wish I could say her name properly. Otherwise, I promise I would credit this like sweet angel. But yeah, it's like very much a collaborative process. It was really fun. We threw a rave with Subculture Party.
Oh, nice.
And Kyun Desu in Tokyo.
That's so sick that you got to go experience all this in Japan.
I'm so thankful. And honestly, I posted a vlog of it. I didn't really get to experience Japan that much because I was working the whole time, like making content, and I mean, I guess you're still experiencing things while doing that. But I would love to go back and explore outside of just Tokyo, like Osaka and Kyoto and
Since we last spoke, maybe I don't remember if I told you before, but my mom was just getting ready to go on a hike in Japan, and she just wrapped that up, and she was sending pictures the whole time, and what a beautiful place that is, because the cities look incredible, but just even the hills, the bamboo forests where she was doing some hikes and stuff. I've never been to Japan. I would love to, just because I love their culture, seems so cool, and their food is incredible, and the more that like social media has let me see like what those lives are like over there, like South Korea and Japan, I'm like, these people and places seem amazing. So I hope you get to go back out there and kind of be a tourist.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'll be back out there soon. I really enjoyed it over there though, and everyone was super nice. I want to go to Germany though as well, and China. Those are like 2 other places on my.
China seems great. We were talking about Red Note last time. I posted on Red Note since I last saw you.
Oh, really?
And I only did it once, and it didn't do that good. But I need to get back on it.
It's okay. Just keep going.
But China, Red Note made me want to check out China because I told, like, when I posted a clip on there, I'd never had so many people being so nice to me, and I was like, what? Is this my new home? I'm coming home.
Everyone on there is so nice. I've not had a single negative comment on Red Note, which, like, needless to say, it's still social media. But yeah, I've had a really good time on there. I need to post more there, actually.
I know it becomes like I wish social media. I wish it was so. I don't like it sometimes. Because I wish that I could just make stuff I want to make and somehow be rich. Don't we all? Shit.
I mean,
that was a nice way to put it.
Yeah, I actually run all my own social medias
and
too.
You post on social media like no one I've seen, it feels at times. Because you, ever since I've met you, like you said, it took you posting for 3 years every day before someone even noticed it. And you still are constantly posting. How the hell do you have this in you?
I literally don't sleep. Like I'm really drained. I'm sorry if that energy is coming off in any way. Probably go to sleep at like 2 or 3:30 by the time I'm done editing, and then wake up at 8:30 so I can work out, and do spin class and yoga, which I'm like have an unhealthy addiction to. But
which is good though. It's always, that stuff's good for the brain, good for the body.
I'm in the tour mindset right now, so trying to get fit before going on stage.
So what's coming up stage wise? What do you have coming up?
I'm playing Slam Dunk Fest actually in May.
Going over to the UK. I've never been to
Yes.
Slam Dunk, but every time I always wish I could go. It always looks like such a ball.
I love the UK.
Yeah. Oh, I've been there a few times, and I really like the UK. It's dope over there. Some of my favorite bands from there.
I mean, yeah, Slam Dunk Fest, end of May, and then
Warp Tour.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm doing Warp Tour in June, July, and November.
You're doing all the stops.
Doing every
Oh, and you've never
location.
attended Warp Tour, had you?
No, I think I was too young.
Yeah, that honestly makes sense because you are still so young and it's been out of commission for a while. But I love the lineup this year because it is some of the OG names that like we all expect and would love to see. But then also there's a great variety of new artists that didn't get a chance. Even Canadian, like you and Lolo are both artists who are on it. And
I love her.
I
She's
do
my
too.
neighbor. Well,
is that you told
like
me that?
not anymore, but
you said that in the last interview. So that it was that spot, which I was like, damn, that's so sick.
I love her. She's awesome. Yeah, that girl and I have known each other since maybe my second songwriting session I've ever done, and let's just say we both have grown a lot. But specifically me, she's always been good, but I was so bad at songwriting when I met her.
Do you have any of like your oldest first songs that you ever wrote, like recorded, that you ever pull back to listen to? And
I have my first song that I officially like recorded when I was 8 years old. And like wrote, and like there's guitars, GarageBand, everything. Like,
what was it called?
Love is in the Air, and it was about my parents fighting. If you are a child of divorced parents, that song, yeah, actually, it wasn't even a bad song. I still can play it on guitar, and I still know it.
Do you have it recorded somewhere?
Yeah, like it's fully recorded.
Can you send it to me so I can put a clip of it in the chat? Please, come on. And then a picture of you when you're 8 years old.
Okay, just for you.
We don't need to do the 8-year-old picture.
Just for you, Nick.
But I would actually love to hear it because I love whenever I talk with musicians, they had childhood songs because it's such the little seeds, sprinkling the seeds of what was to come from this person. And look at us now in LA.
Crazy. Look at us now struggling to afford Chick-fil-A.
Yeah, struggling to live in LA, but we're all doing what we like. But what do you have? So you got those shows coming up, Slam Dunk, Warp Tour.
Yeah.
Anything else coming up the rest of the year? Obviously, all those music videos you just recorded, they're part of something that's coming out.
I have some really exciting shows in Asia in August that I have yet to fully announce, but I'm excited about that. And hopefully I'll end up doing some live shows in LA or even Canada or wherever people want to see me play live and will listen to me.
Which is everywhere. The world wants to see Sophie Powers.
Oh, I'm going to shove it up everyone's faces this year. I do not care. I'm going to be releasing so much music that people will be sick of me.
Good. And you're in a new era and you look great. I can't wait to see what this era brings. What are you most excited for about kind of exploring this new era of Sophie Powers?
No Band-Aid.
No Band-Aid, which was good.
That sounds so horrible because like it was my whole idea. Like, good one, Sophie. have you seen that Dog with a Blog? The show Dog with a Blog?
No, is it an actual dog with a blog?
Yeah, it's like a Disney show. I like the mom on it used to always be like, good one, Ellen. So I always say like, good one, Sophie. But
I'm gonna start saying that now. I'm gonna watch. Have you heard of Dog with a Blog?
I've heard of it.
Yeah, he's a good Disney guy, so I'm not surprised.
Good one, Nick. Oh wait,
But-
I can only do it to myself. Good one, Sophie. No, you do it to yourself.
Good one, Nick.
There you go.
I did it. Tommy, you want to jump in?
Good one,
Hey,
Tommy.
That was pretty good. But anything else you want to cover before we wrap this, or does that feel like we
Yeah.
got a chunk out of the way?
I'm just wanted to thank everyone for supporting me, and I'm excited to not only run the Pixel Girl as a side artist project, but to go all in on Sophie Powers. And I think I'm finally like back to the place of fully believing in myself. Confidence got rocked there for a bit, but as an artist, I think I am growing more than I ever have. So stay tuned.
So new Pixel Girl stuff coming. That'll be happening.
Yeah, this month.
Was who you did the completed version of Shut the Fuck Up.
STFU, yeah.
That was in collaboration with that project of yours.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's more something that I don't not that I'm only gonna put out joke songs on it, but it's something that I don't want to have to overthink.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I scrutinize myself on every little thing I do, on like the way I talk to people, the way I dress, my own fashion designs,
perfectionist.
my own stage performances, and like I just would love to be able to not do that.
Well, yeah, and hopefully with that, it lets you not be the absolute perfectionist and then just have fun and just do it with less pressure on it. So that's exciting.
And I'm excited for your artist journey too, to
Thank
watch you grow.
because it's intimidating, scary, embarrassing, and I don't know why you're just being, because I've been an interviewer. I've always been an interviewer, but behind the scenes, I've always loved doing creative stuff, but it's always been so nice to chat with people about theirs. I've decided, though, I'm going to really regret later in life if I look back and I wasn't fully pursuing my own creative interests, because when you have that creativity in you and you're not pursuing it, like, it'll drive you crazy. Like, you're just...
It's the entrepreneurial mindset mixed with the creator mindset that's gonna take you on a run for your money.
Because it sounds like none of us sleep much, I don't think. But with that, Sophie
No.
Powers, thank you for jumping in for a second time on Spout after the first little mess up, and I just appreciate you so much.
Thanks for letting me vent.
Yes, of
You're
course.
a really great person to vent to, and I'm excited to hear your music. Everyone check out Nick Major's music, and not me like boosting you. I got to promo myself though a little bit. Check out Sophie Powers as well.
Check out Sophie Powers. Move With Me is her latest song, the first of the new era. Sounds like some new music videos are on the way as well. Shows coming up. Don't forget. We'll see you all soon, hopefully.